Sahil, I know you're sticking around for us because a Senate vote to address the looming spike in premiums for millions of Americans is fast approaching. Senate Democrats are expected to force a vote on their proposal of a clean 3-year extension of those expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. That legislation is expected to fail. And meanwhile, Senate Majority Leader John Thune told reporters this afternoon that Republicans will offer up their own plan, a bill to expand access to health savings accounts. This all comes after some Senate Republicans sounded the alarm about their party's lack of a plan to address the coming cost spike.
If you don't have something viable, what are the implications for your party?
Well, I think they could be significant. Look, the Democrats created the problem. We've got to solve it. Or going into next year, we will own a problem that they created.
Health insurance is already too expensive, and the idea that it would go up by 50 or 100 or 150%, I mean, I'm not willing to sit back and roll the dice on that. So we need to do something.
But I'm not sure we're going to be able to pass something this week. So I think the work goes on. And the key is that we get to something with some reforms and we get it passed now on a bipartisan basis and have something that goes into effect right away.
Sahil Kapoor is back with us now. Sahil, what do we know about these proposals that Senate Republicans are floating? And is it clear which plan actually has the most support?
Well, it's a significant moment today, Gabe, because it's the first time that John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, has endorsed a health care plan that is now the Republican alternative to an extension of these ACA funds. So later this week on Thursday, Democrats are going to force a vote on a 3-year continuation of that Affordable Care Act money. It benefits about 22 million Americans who use it to help pay down their premiums under the Affordable Care Act exchanges. Take a look at some of these Republican ideas. There have been a potpourri of proposals on the GOP side, none of which have enough support to pass in Congress. The two you see below are various versions of a temporary extension of ACA subsidies with some strings attached. They want abortion restrictions tied to the money, some phase out of the subsidies. But take a look at the first one by Senators Cassidy and Crapo. That's the one that Senate Majority Leader John Thune just endorsed that's coming to a vote. It does not extend the ACA subsidies. That money will expire. What it instead does is redirect some of that funding to HSAs, health savings account. It'll be $1,000 per year for adults under 50, $1,500 per year for adults over 50 who are not on Medicare. So that's the Republican plan right now. It's much less funding than the ACA would do. But this is in the context of GOP leaders blasting the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, as a failed program. They don't want anything to do with it, or as they see it, propping it up, which is what they say Democrats want to do. Take a listen to what Senator John Thune said when I asked him if his plan has consensus in the party. Does Cassidy Crapo have unanimous support in your conference? And some of your members have also put forth temporary 2-year extensions of the ACA with changes, with hide language, with other reforms. Might those come to a vote as well?
Well, we have other members, as you point out, who have their own proposals. What I can tell you is, as a conference, our members, and I can't say 100%, but I think for the most part, I would argue are united behind the Crapo-Cassidy proposal.
Now, just for context, Gabe, the average deductible on a bronze plan on the exchanges is $7,500, and it's higher if it's a family plan. So $1,000 or $1,500 is significantly less. The Democrats say this bill is dead on arrival. Schumer said it's a non-starter, and so it's not going to get the 60 votes it needs because that means at least 7 Democrats. Schumer said his conference is fully united behind his 3-year extension of ACA funding. And look, even if something does pass the Senate, it would have to get through the House, where the GOP divisions are even deeper. There are only about 15 Republicans out of more than 200 who have any desire to extend the ACA funds, and the rest want them to expire. So at the moment, it looks like those premium tax credits are headed toward expiration. Premiums set to double on average for more than 20 million Americans next year. Gabe.
Sahil Kapoor, live for us on Capitol Hill. Sahil, thank you.